Well, we are here for the checking of the mics. Check the mic. Is the mic being checked? Can you hear me?
Talking to me?
Yeah.
Yes. Switch our sides. Yeah.
Mic check
Welcome.
1 2 1 2. All of
Welcome.
that.
Yeah. Now I can hear you. Now I'm good.
All the
We are.
people.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 191 of the
Yeah.
SplashCast. Is it 191? 191. Wow,
191. Yes.
191. Them thing. 9 away from 200.
Almost there.
I
Almost
remember
there.
the 100th episode.
I remember the first episode. I remember the first thing I said was
Don't trade John Collins. That was our first episode.
Flashback. And yes.
Oh man, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, episode 191 of the SplashCast Monday Night Raw. You know what it is. We have our mic check. We have our HBCU news around the culture, hoops, basketball, and football. I am your co-host Reggie.
I'm your co-host Norwood. Our powers combined, we are your HBCU homeboys, and this production is brought to you by Dive Team Media.
Dive Team Media. Just
The
know we
original
working.
Splash Bros. So let's get into.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate actually, because they are younger than us.
Yeah, for sure. I was saying Splash when I think Steph was still in Davidson, or might have been in North Carolina somewhere. So relax, brother. Proprietary.
Y'all know what it is in the mic check. We do everything that's not football or basketball related or HBCU related. So it's basically baseball and hockey. I will say we don't have any hockey on the docket, but if you have a chance, you should go watch the NHL playoffs. I did just watch Florida destroy Toronto in Game 7. I think Toronto.
I ain't watching nothing. My team not playing. I'm not happy.
I think Toronto lost 7 straight Game 7s, which is insane. Every time I watch hockey, I say, damn, I need to watch more hockey. And then I never watch more hockey.
You know what you really need to do is go to a game. Excellent.
Yeah.
And worth the value.
Yeah.
And we going to have a hockey team in Georgia soon. Now, it probably ain't going to be anywhere near where you live. But if you ride the bus, rent an Airbnb, and spend the night, you can enjoy you some good Georgia hockey soon.
Absolutely. Listen, there's a hue that you have to be in order to spend the night in this particular place. I would not recommend spending the night. I would go and then leave, but we'll leave that there. Let's get into it. Haven't said that in a while. Let's talk about the Braves. What we got on the docket for the Braves?
All right, first up, we're gonna give y'all what matters. The Phillies are 28-18.
Yeah.
The Mets are 29-19, and I want y'all to hear. Turn the volume up. If you ride somewhere, turn the volume up. The Braves are 24-23. We are now a winning we're a winning baseball team. How y'all like that?
Woo! We are a winning baseball team. Only 38 teams has started 0-7. I think I exaggerated and said 0-9. But it's 0-7. Only 38 teams have started 0-7, and only 4 have climbed back to 500 for the season. When this graphic came out, we were 14-15. We literally won the next game, so we did it in the 5th fastest time.
We did it, Joe.
So we did it before integration, faster than a team. Only a team before integration, and the steroid era is the only other 2 teams that did it before us. So shout out to the Braves.
We did it with blacks and not cheating. We the only real ones there then, huh? It's just us. It's just us,
man. So we are back. We are getting healthy. Where you want to go from here? You want to go to the rookie?
Oh, yeah. You know that's
or
where
the
upcoming.
Go ahead. Go. Drake Baldwin, you called this one. This is your story.
I'm so thrilled. I come in here and tell y'all more Black baseball every week, and to actually get some Black baseball. Shout out to Drake Baldwin, 360 average, 407 on base percentage.
I never knew what OPS means. People in the comments, please let us know, what does OPS mean?
You know what it means? It means we playing good. That's what it means.
I'm gonna look it up.
Me too. He's actually playing so well on base percentage.
On base plus slugging percentage. Oh, okay.
Correct.
So slugging.
A sabermetric. I like that term. I use sabermetrics. But number one, more black baseball. We love this. The second part about this is he's actually playing so well that there has been a groundswell that we may be looking to trade Sean Murphy as we try to fix
Sean Murphy. They talking about getting here to him tomorrow. I was like, if we get pitching, I'm okay with it.
Right. And we were so sad that we gave up Travis in the offseason.
Ain't been a mention of a darn no. Not a no, not a darn, not a nothing.
Be safe,
you
my
are
boy.
Out of here, big dog. We miss you. We love you. But hey,
and maybe
young boys playing.
I'm not against you coming back after we move Sean Murphy and move him, Drake Baldwin, to possibly our starting catcher. We love we are to spin the block. Old boy. Jesse Chavez is gonna be a Brave for the 17th time by the end of this season.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy.
Back. We are like your ex. We always call him back. And then finally, this is what we got. We play tomorrow against the Nationals, Wednesday against the Nationals, Thursday against the Nationals. I'm calling it now. We need brooms, baby. We need brooms.
Snit.
We need brooms. We need brooms.
We don't need to sit nobody. We don't need to do none of that. Go ahead and get us right. Get us where we need to be.
Then after that, 3 games against the Padres. We need to win 2. We need 5 and 6. I'm going to tell y'all, I've been watching. The Mets have to play the Dodgers a bunch of times in the next 3 to 4 weeks. This is our opportunity to get our get back. And I want it back in blood. This is our opportunity.
Padres, yeah.
This is our chance to get back into things. We're creeping and we right there. But this is an opportunity for us to really get back to the top of the NL East where we belong. And I think we can do it. And I'm trusting that
us catching the Phillies is going to be tough. I'm looking at their schedule now. They play Colorado 1, 2, 3, 4 games in a row. Then they play the Athletics 3 games in a row. Then they play they play us. They play us at home, which means we're on the road. And then they play Milwaukee and then Toronto. So they ain't now that's gonna come back and bite them, towards the end of the season.
Yeah.
But they have a chance to kind of
trick it off.
Fluff up their I was gonna say fluff up their resume.
No Diddy, my boy.
No, I got hair, big dog. I ain't never shaving my head now. I ain't never shaving my head now, dog.
That's that. You got that Diddy profile, huh? That's the first thing I saw that picture.
All right, back to baseball.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what he said too.
Hey, pitching or catching?
God, he said. So okay, now we here. I was gonna make is he a designated hitter or is he a reliever? There are so many different things here, all terrible, all equally terrible. Yeah,
pinch hitter, pitch runner, base stealer, catcher,
and probably a proponent of the squeeze play.
Bat boy, squeeze play, double play,
triple play for sure. For sure, he is Mr. Triple Play.
My good.
And I'm gonna tell you, if you go back and listen to them songs, they don't do him any favor.
No, boy, no, none of that age as well.
And
I saw that picture. Okay. We can move on. I would say that picture of him and R. Kelly at a party is crazy.
Boy, no, that picture with him in that blowout was even scarier. I was like, he went. Yeah, that's the reason we're gonna move right on to this. Former Ohio State defensive tackle Kenny Peterson. Number 1, you don't spit on black people. Number 2, you don't spit on black people that used to play defensive tackle for teams that probably competed for a national championship. Boy, let me tell you, Kenny P was giving him everything, right and left, in a Buick Verano. Boy, you getting whooped in that Buick. That boy got the whip gold red.
Why?
Why did you not just drive off, sir?
Why didn't? Yeah, there's so many questions for this. If I'm the white dude, because it's a white dude, then he got clocked. When I see this big, swole Jake from State Farm looking dude get out of the truck or the car, why would you think you're gonna be tough enough to get out? First of all, you scared because you ain't get out the car. You hung out the window, so you let the wheel go. So now you can't drive off.
He was holding and punching. If I'm telling people, hey, if I'm Target, hey, this is what we doing. I know I told y'all we don't support DEI, but we do support TKO. And he whooped him. Let's just watch it again. Bill, oh Lord, help me. Sir, drive the car. Drive the car because he's driving your head into the door. Boy.
Machine Gun Kelly. You went up there and got a couple tattoos. You thought you were gonna be able to fight a big giant football player who still works at construction, by the way.
Yeah, you're gonna need a
he never stopped lifting heavy weights. He just stopped lifting barbells and started lifting beams.
The choke out punch, and it looked like this after work. He probably had a rough day, and then he roughed you up.
What you mean? Listen, we've all been there. That's why we ain't talking about him. We've all been there. Like, man, this person said something at me. He spit on him. That means I'm getting out the car. To get out the car at the light, don't care about cameras,
this
police.
Fills me with so much joy. You bet you won't spit on nothing ever again.
Ghost ride the whip though. He drove away with no hands on the steering wheel.
Boy, face probably. Ooh, gotta get home and then look at yourself in the mirror. Beat black and blue.
Yep. Before we go,
Buckeyes and black eyes, baby.
Buckeyes and black eyes. I feel like that's a no Diddy statement, but I don't know. Before we go,
No, that ain't. Buckeyes. The man played for the Buckeyes. Black eyes is what he was distributed. That's it.
I don't know, man. I don't know. But Max Fried on a tear. Unfortunately, I think he's 6-1. I think he's got like a 2.0 ERA. He's doing so well that they trading people from the Yankees, or they talking about trading them. Juan Soto they are beefing in New York. They turned their back on him. And now they talking about, man, they kind of regret giving him the $750 million because he doesn't want to be available to the New York media.
Who told you that? This podcast here.
And also, Phillies pitcher Jose Alvarado, power pitcher, one of their best. I think he's in the bullpen. Suspended 80 games for testing positive. Suspended 80 games for testing positive for an exogenous testosterone. Dang. He is ineligible for the postseason too.
Out of school suspension. And anybody can tell you about that, it's us, because you ain't heard about Profar in weeks and months.
Nope, and we ain't going to now. They done found a few people. He's gonna be designated free agent. And shout out to Najari Kennedy, Texas Tech pitcher who transferred. She transferred to Texas Tech strictly for NIL, 1 year, $1 million, free and clear. Shout out to her,
man.
But
run it up, run it up.
We have come to the end of the mic check. We are going to take. I know you're drinking this week.
I ain't told you about my weekend yet. Yeah.
You say that every time.
That's how the last 3 weekends have been. People keep showing up to my house. Hey, Norwood, what's good? One of my friends from out of the country, my brother showed up. And then yesterday, my house became the frat house. So, yeah.
Well, you need to move.
Where? I didn't live in Atlanta.
To a place where you don't get. No, I ain't saying you move from Houston. Just don't get your address out. Hey, I'll meet y'all.
Sure. That sounds good. That sounds damn good.
But we're going to take a few seconds. Then we'll come back with our HBCU news around the culture. Then we're going to get into some hoops because there's a lot going on in basketball. And then we got some football news.
I'm ready for the draft. I'm getting.
You trying to get past the playoffs? Because I'm all for watching Ant Edwards
I'm happy for the playoffs, but y'all know me. I care about my team is the most important in every sport. My team is the most important. I don't care.
Yeah, stay tuned. We'll be right back.
We will be all right.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 191 of the SplashCast Monday Night Raw. I'm your co-host, Reggie.
I'm your co-host, Norwood. Our powers combined. We are your HBCU homeboys. And once again, this is brought to you by Dive Team Media. Please remember, like, follow, subscribe, and turn this up.
Uh-oh. Did my headphones just die?
No, they did not.
Nope. I'm good. All right. Well, y'all know what it is. Let's get into it. We're going to start off with our HBCU news around the culture. Y'all know how things go down here. But before we start, they can always do what?
They can like, follow, subscribe, and tell somebody else about the pod, man.
Yeah, man. Tell them. This is brought to you by Dive Team Media, Creative Logic Solutions. Whole bunch of people work together to put this podcast together. As you can see, we're at Man Cave Boulevard or Norwood Avenue, whatever you want to call it.
You already know what it is. Dive Team Southwest here. And Dive Team South.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And what is hanging. We are in this portion of the show. That one.
This is for the blacks.
Let's get to it, man. Let's start out with the SWAC baseball champions. Shout out to Bethune-Cookman. They are your 2025 regular season champions. If you've been following this podcast and you've been listening to our HBCU culture news around the culture segment, you know Bethune-Cookman has had an interesting past few summers when it comes to the athletic department. Absolutely. So for them to actually win and have something here and win a lot and win the SWAC regular season championship is a big deal. Shout out to Bethune-Cookman.
Congratulations. And yeah, this is a much needed victory at the right time as far as I'm concerned with Bethune-Cookman.
Yep, 100%, man. They should be doing big things in the future, especially in baseball. Florida, them being in Florida is just an absolute advantage. Another Florida school now, fam. We're gonna give y'all praises
first,
and then we go have a conversation. Okay. The FAMU track and field team, outdoor track and field team, has won the SWAC championship. As you can see, they are all gas, no brakes. They ended up winning the final tournament in the championship, which was held at A.W. Mumford Stadium in Baton Rouge, which is another big deal because if you know about HBCU football and bands, that is a huge rivalry between Southern and FAMU. So shout out to FAMU, man.
Great win, great win, great win. And in less than stellar news,
that boy didn't.
Well,
even tell y'all.
let's not say that. Let's not say that. I even had to go back. I went as far as to find a more positive picture because at first, boy, let me tell you. Okay, number one, Marva Johnson, JD, has been chosen as the 13th president of Florida Agriculture and Mechanical University. I want to say congratulations.
I don't.
Now we're going to get into that. Thank you guys for following us through this journey. One of the things that Reggie and I have set out to do since day one is shine a light on historically Black colleges and universities and give a safe space to have the conversations that we must have as alum and Black people to have the right type of conversation. As much as I want, I have to congratulate this lady because this is an achievement for sure. A Black woman with a massive achievement. This has been mired in, I don't want to say scandal, but it has been very problematic due to some of her alliances and beliefs. And I'll let Reggie speak.
So she has ties to DeSantis. So, that's a big deal. They're basically changing and having a war on DEI. He's a MAGA figurehead, Governor DeSantis. But it's really not the fact that she was elected. It's the fact that they basically usurped power from FAMU. So they got one of the board members to resign and they appointed their own board member, they being the DeSantis MAGA people that are in power, and appointed their own board member with 1 day left before the election. And that ended up, I believe, swaying the tide for her to be named president. And she is in the pocket. I ain't gonna say in the pocket, but she's a lobbyist for DeSantis. And if you know what lobbyists are, they get paid to literally lobby and sway for public opinion, court of public opinion. Now we know how MAGA and all of these places work. They send people that look like us to sway us to the court of public opinion, which is theirs, or of the people in power. So the alumni tried to block this multiple times. They are furious. And right now she has been confirmed. So y'all pray for FAMU. The state of Florida, along with other states, North Carolina, for example, are states that are trying to literally absorb HBCUs and make them part of a Florida public school system or UNC public school system, which we do not want to have, as you can see why going on in our current country.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot of things at one time. I want to do my best to try to see the best of this. I'm not sure if there is the best of this. Very similar to how after Dr. Harvey left Hampton, we went for a person who wasn't an educator, but was very good at strategic partnerships, marketing, and getting us into different places. And I think that he has done a fantastic job with that. And I think that's what FAMU may be trying to lean into. I think that, especially at FAMU, where they have so many other people, I think you could have picked somebody who more closely aligns with what the school is looking for and still had all the talents and skills. I can't knock this lady. Her resume ain't no joke. But one of the things we want to do is we want to maintain our integrity, and we want to be a light. We want to be you want to be a light. You want to be an example. And I feel like this has put the school surely kind of back into the spotlight and not the greatest way. And let's just be real here. They had the issue with the donation that was fake. Then you had the coaching issue. You had the athletic director issue. FAMU has done a pretty good job of being able to maintain their prominence and presence, but they've been fighting for their life since me and Reggie started podcasting, to be completely honest.
So this is my bias coming in. The way that she was appointed and the way that they stole power, they being DeSantis and all of those that back her, makes me now go look at everything that happened in the past with a different mindset. Because, and I don't want to be conspiracy theory type, but you don't believe you believe that all of these things happened at the expense of the school and that the school was incompetent when it came to some of these things. But now, who knows? Who knows what was told to them, what was put up to them, what was you don't I don't know what to believe anymore. And
that's not a place where we want to be for sure.
And that's where I was going. You surely don't want to be in that space at all. So now she comes in and she's been a double spy this whole time, and she come and raise $1 billion for FAMU, and they get to keep FAMU, and they grow and they do da. Hey, cool. I'll be the first one to come back on here and be like, you know what, Marva, hey Marva, we're gonna send you a Dive Team Media plaque. You can put it as a coaster or put it on the wall. It don't matter. But until I can see the proof, I don't like this at all. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. No shot to her, but the way her allegiances are set up, I don't like this at all. But we'll find out. One thing we're gonna do as black people is keep on trucking. So
I also want to give a shout out to Dr. Freeman A. Habrowski, who gave the commencement for Hampton, gave us a massive donation of historical sizes. So I just wanted to say that when we sneak that in, talk about everything else. But at the end of the day, always remember, number one, support HBCUs. Number two, donate to HBCUs. Number three, we have to continue to hold ourselves in a different level of light and prominence, because more than ever, we are extremely important for the education of our people and the education with integrity.
Yep. That's why Dive Team Media is here, so we can have these conversations amongst us. And Doctor, let me not be disrespectful. Dr. Marva Johnson, if you ever want to come have a conversation, or you want to sit down and you really are about that life of improving the HBCU experience at FAMU, we are all willing to listen and have those conversations, because that's what Dive Team Media is for, is to have the conversations amongst us without outside influences. So
now I'm gonna tell you, you should probably have a conversation with them people at your school first, because I could that post and they left the comments up, which kind of leads me to believe that they wanted the comments out there. Because I'm gonna tell you, if it was Hampton and we was in the alumni were going like that, they cut the comments off. We ain't playing the game.
Oh yeah, comments off. You would have had nothing. Wouldn't be no like. You couldn't like nothing. Couldn't repost, remix, nothing.
Sanitized. Let me tell you, instant hand sanitized. Can't see nothing, hear nothing, and do nothing.
Shout out to black women though.
With that being said, we're going right back to Savannah James has tapped Howard to test her new skincare brand, Inclusivity. I really like this. We've talked about it with Miel and the hair care products. If you're black and you have a hair care, skin care, personal care, life care, anything, there is not a better place to go and create strategic partnership, NIL deal, everything. And that when it comes to HBCUs, and I mean this in the least sexist way possible, our women are the realest of deals. And they ain't never gonna come out not looking like not something, looking like everything. So
it's right, and yeah, they are. They're going to the calf 730 lipstick, right? Everything. You be in the calf with sweatpants, like, maybe I should put on jeans today.
Maybe I want to marry that woman. That's what.
Shout out to HBCUs. But yeah, shout out
Right.
first off, let me congratulate the James family. They are you can say what you want about LeBron on the court, you can say what you want about him off the court. One thing that they have done is invested in HBCUs. They've used their influence, their money, their persona to invest in HBCUs. LeBron already with FAMU. We just showed y'all the FAMU graphic. The LeBron James logo is right there at the bottom. Now Savannah with Howard. So shout out to Savannah and the James family for working with HBCUs. Again, as you said, come on, guys. If you have there's a black-owned detergent company that we talked about not too long ago.
Right.
All over HBCU campuses. There's so many products that black people produce that could be used at HBCUs to then recycle the dollar in our community, where we don't have to worry about, we can then detach ourselves from maybe the public school system of Florida if we're FAMU or whatever. So, and shout out to Savannah James for being one of the first to do it. Not the first, because we just talked about Miel and all of those, but shout out to Savannah James and LeBron for being the first to do it and being an example. This is awesome to me.
And I want to congratulate the James family in being strategic with their partnerships. It's one of the things that we talk about so many times. These celebrities go sit down with anybody. They go do anything with anybody. Like we talked about, LeBron was strategic. Hey, I'm picking FAMU. Here, I'm picking Howard University. So number one, you're spreading the wealth. It's not like you're just giving all the shine or opportunity to one HBCU, and then specifically to be focused on making sure that your name is on all of these HBCUs is fantastic. I hope that this pushes other people to do more of the same.
Yep. I think it already is.
Did I miss
my man Magic?
Right. Hold on. Let me find it right here. 1 second, please. While we do that, always remember, like, follow, subscribe. And we are about to talk about the Magic Man himself. He pledged $500,000 to Xavier University. Last week, we talked about him making money. This week, we talk about him donating money. Magic is an icon. I'm sure they're thrilled about it. My Line Brothers' little sister, Jess, she'll be a freshman at Xavier in the fall. $500K goes a long way. Fantastic job to Magic Johnson, Black history icon.
Yeah, man, Magic, this is fantastic. And we would be remiss if we didn't honor the reason he gave this gift. He gave the gift to honor Dr. Norman C. Francis, Xavier's president emeritus, who served the school for 47 years, tripled the enrollment, building it into the powerhouse for HBCUs and Black students that it is today, entering the med school in STEM careers. This was something that was on Magic Johnson's heart. He dedicated it at the Centennial Gala, Xavier University Centennial Gala, and I think they had record giving at even before he made this gift. They had record giving this year. And one thing we know about Xavier alum, because my god sister went there, they are in love with Xavier. I've never met anybody that says anything bad about Xavier ever. Not one person.
They don't play by that school at all.
No, sir. No, sir. So shout out to Magic. Shout out to Savannah. Shout out to FAMU. Shout out to Bethune-Cookman. A lot of stuff going on, man. But if there's anything we can say from this HBCU segment, is that the more you give back, the closer to actual freedom we get to, which is what we've all been striving for.
And I will tell you this, as we kind of get into, as Reggie and I age, is one of the conversations I've had a lot recently in my group chat is we have friends who are a little bit older, or even some our age, who are now preparing their children to go to HBCUs. This is an investment. You need to be donating on the front end so that on the back end, when it's time for you to go or for somebody else to go, we've invested enough money so that we can put these kids on scholarship. They can get into their school and not leave with hopefully any debt, but if not, at least not a ton of debt. And it's just become more prevalent in my life. And I was something that it was on my heart. I had to make sure I say by the end of the show was, we have to do a better job of investing in HBCUs. And if not us, then there will be nobody. Let's just keep it real.
That's a good place to end. We'll be right back. We've been respectful. I did not, as you can see, the bar's been read up. You can see over my left shoulder, the right side, if you're looking at the screen. We out here, so we're gonna have a good evening as we talk about this basketball. WNBA is kicking up, NBA winding down, wound down for some people.
Right on to the house.
Then we get to football.
Right, how they say you were right on to the house, huh? Okay.
Or if you're Draymond, you went to Cancun. That boy Draymond caught the flight that night. I ain't never seen it. Well, I saw Kevin Durant do that too. So
I've been working all year, yes. And I knew we was going home.
Well, my locker was cleaned out after game 3. Right. Y'all be safe. We'll be right back. Y'all get you a drink. Remember, they can always like, follow, subscribe. We'll be right back with basketball.
Reggie is on mute and he does not know. Don't worry about it.
Talented. That is. I be mute myself so much. I just press rewind and reset, and I can talk as if nothing happened. Shout out to Mark Jackson, who is our producer by default. Shout out to him, Mark the Mogul, for those that are looking for a beat made by him.
My boy,
basketball man. This your as you said, you were talking about the draft. This is you, man. You're gonna take this and
I'm
run.
Thoroughly immersed, man. I am excited for every part of
RIP.
I'm everything right now. Hoops, early hoops, late hoops, women's basketball, men's basketball, draft. Man. All right, so we're gonna start out. Nafisa Collins is just signed with Jordan Brand. basketball player for the Minnesota Lynx. Overall, just basketball badass. Congratulations. You deserve it.
First, Collier, Nafisa Collier, basketball player. She's in Minnesota, and we'll talk about Dallas here in a little bit. But Minnesota, quietly as kept, has two of the best players on their roster with WNBA and NBA. She's going to lead the Air Series, which is supposed to, I believe, profile more female athletes. She's probably top 2 player in the league. And I think who's the first pick in the draft? Paige Bucher, or not Paige? Yeah, it's Paige.
Yep. Buckers.
Gave Paige 34. Gave Paige 34.
Hey, welcome to
the league. Welcome to the league.
Who's the first person to bust your ass?
Day 1, hour 1, minute 1. Feces pieces, as she calls herself.
Baby, I'm back.
Shout out to her. So shout out to her. Shout out to Team Jordan, man. Jordan, that's one brand that just keeps on keeping on, man.
No, because they only pick the elite. If you're not elite, you don't get a call. You don't get a number. We don't know you, sir. It might. No, you can't even wear my shoes. Speaking of elite, the New York Liberty have gotten their 2024 rings. I will post the entire breakdown on the page. They have really gone to a whole different place, because once you take this little top off of this ring, there's a set of earrings on the inside. And I was like, damn, they got them. The women find a way to be more innovative than the guys. The guys are always like one step behind. The women always set the precedent and just take it to a complete different level. Number one, congratulations to the Liberty. And the ring is fire as hell.
I'm gonna say congratulations to them. It's still all smoke for the city of New York from Atlanta. Y'all did buy, or y'all added like 3 all-stars to try to beat Las Vegas. But hey, no hate. Just facts.
You got to.
Happy y'all won 24. Yeah. And at the end of the day, hey, no hating on New York for that. If they decide that they want to win something, they go get it. So It is what it is. And again, Breanna Stewart, that whole team is playing very, very well. And I think they're number 1 in the league right now, starting this year. So they are fire. And this ring is incredible. And the fact that they did get the earrings to kind of tailor this to women's basketball, chef's kiss.
Right. As soon as I saw it, because this is like my type of stuff, I was like, oh, you fucking killed it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I was just happy about it. Next up, the Golden State Valkyries have no players from their inaugural draft class still on their roster. That is 17th pick Cheyenne Sellers, who has been waived. That is pick number 5, Juste Joyte. Bear with me on the pronunciation. And then Caitlin Chin. Thank you for making that easy, Caitlin. All been waived. This, to me, there needs to be more teams. They have too many first-round draft picks. We talk about it for the first probably month of the season because all of these rookies get cut. I think that there should be a team for the rookies. And I don't know if they can
JV.
No, like
a G League.
When you get enough players, they should all go to this team, and then you should just have to play this team of rookies once they get cut.
Oh, so there should be somewhere for them to go once they are cut.
Right. And
like a G League. So because they're you'll never see a number 5 pick cut before the season starts in any other sport on earth. Not soccer, not basketball, NBA, not baseball, not football, not hockey.
And maybe not cricket, like a G League,
nothing.
But like the happy medium of like that weird overtime elite team they had of guys who are probably good enough, but not necessarily like how the G, like just somewhere where you can go and maybe they play games. I don't know how to get them games against WNBA teams, but I think if you put all these rookies together, somebody gonna get beat.
Well, yeah, because Las Vegas, yes. The Las Vegas Aces waived Deja Kelly, who hit 2-game
Right.
winners in the preseason. So I think that this could be an opportunity for Unrivaled. If you have all of these rookies that need somewhere to play, they can play themselves. And then also for the people that there's also veterans that didn't make it.
Right.
Dream just cut a 3rd-year veteran from Stanford guard because Pow came in and was shooting the lights out. So
Right.
I think that they should have the alternative to not go overseas, especially in this climate, and then maybe working the Unrivaled until they get called up, and then now Unrivaled can be affiliated with the WNBA. That's just a thought that I had, because there's no way that you're gonna have. First of all, why does Golden State Valkyries have 3 picks? You already have enough players. You're gonna get fired. They're gonna cut them.
Yeah, that's the tough part of expansion, but they're losing too many really talented women basketball players way too early every season. I agree. Unrivaled has knocked it so far out of the park. WNBA, this might be the first call of many where you say, like Reggie said, let's create the strategic partnership so we can work together. Because there's got to be something there. It's no way that all of these women should just go home or have to go out of the country to play basketball.
Every WNBA team has an Unrivaled team, and they practice with the WNBA team, and they do that, and then they go play 3-on-3 against the rookies until they get called up. That makes sense to me.
You're right. Like a basic, like a JV squad, but instead of like a full team, maybe you only have 6-7 players, and it's a combination of X many, young players, and then X many what I would call older or vets. And then maybe you do like a vet on a 2-way where you kind of do a little bit of both. But just work it out. We want to, we've watched all of these girls play women's college basketball where the bread is. So, number one, we're invested into these people. And we know that they're good basketball players because we just saw them play the best basketball in college. They're way better than the men. And the men be sorry for 3-4 years. I said, I don't care. Y'all can be mad. I don't care about men's college basketball at all, other than the Gators, because we the champions, baby. Y'all can go right on the hell, and you know it. And congratulations, Dallas. You did it. Number 1 NBA pick, number 1 WNBA pick. I don't know if it's cheating.
It's trying though. They definitely trying.
I feel like no context, Umar. Show looks suspicious to me. Looks suspicious.
You don't think that's suspicious? You don't think that's suspicious? It'd be funny because he'd be like this. You don't think that's suspicious?
And if y'all have not, there are 2 places you need to follow. Number 1, the SplashCast. Number 2, no context, Umar. Hilarious. You're gonna laugh until your soul hurts. Speaking of souls hurting, hey, baby.
I ain't say nothing about Dallas.
Oh, go back. I'm excited.
You did it. You sacrificed Luka, and you got 2 number 1 picks. Cooper Flag was in attendance at the draft lottery. Dallas got the pick with 1.8. If I had my tinfoil fitted, I'd have it on right now. They are building a new multi-sports complex, and they're trying to get gambling. They're in Texas, and this is the way to do it. Generate so much money that you just can't say no. How do you generate money? With star power. How do you get star power? By getting the number 1 pick in the draft on both WNBA and NBA. So they'll be in the same arena. So, shout out to Dallas. Y'all did it. Hopefully, shout out to Nico. Ooh, if I was Nico.
Now, I'm going to tell you, if I was Nico, I would not be done yet. I will have one more deal I have to make.
Oh, yeah, that's something. You got to go get somebody.
No, the deal is right here. Paige, meet Cooper. Cooper, meet Paige.
Yeah, I think they like the same thing.
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure they don't. I'm willing to bet. Yeah, I will put my money on it. And
I mean, at the draft, they brought the same thing. At the draft.
I don't think so. From what I've read, I don't think so. And I feel like let's put some money on the table here.
Yeah.
Put all the money on the table, and it also works with that demographic very well. They will love this. Ooh-wee. The king and queen of Dallas.
Yeah. That's fire, though. That's fire.
And now,
WNBA.
And now, yes, I've been waiting for this. Y'all know me. I really love sports. And as much as I love sports money maybe even more. And I love when people have tough decisions. It really shows me who people are, and it shows me what your leadership is. The Boston Celtics have a funny money problem. They have two of the highest paid players in the NBA in Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. They also have Kristaps Porzingis making $30 million. Drew Holiday
highest paid player, I believe.
Correct. For now. I'm sure somebody else will do that this summer.
Yeah, Shea about to get 80.
Yeah.
Wemby gonna get $1 billion.
Right. And a spaceship. Drew Holiday making $32 million and Derek White making $28 million. It's funny that they put the guys who I think who are going to make it in the middle. The guys on the ends are on the outs. I think the Drew is gone. I think the Kristaps is gone. The organization has already alluded to the fact that there will be trades in the offseason. It is unfortunate that Tatum has gone down with an injury. I think the Drew and KP are on the first thing smoking that you can get something affordable and reasonable back for. This is the redistribution of talent in the NBA, and I feel happy as a Hawks fan.
Yeah, it works, man. The second apron works. Adam Silver's legacy is going to be built. Part of it is going to be built on that he ended super teams. And you can try to pay your way and keep all the talent and just pay that tax. But as you can see, literally every owner, except for Phoenix, is like, nah, I'm good.
Now he's good. He moves some people around and say, you know what, y'all, everybody has called me stupid. And I'm rich. Yes.
So you would assume Porzingis is out of there. I mean, he could be in Dallas. I mean, I don't know. He's going somewhere. He can't stay healthy. He be having the runs, and then he be breaking something and falling on something.
And then he said he started to be Mr. Glass. He couldn't breathe. Now I did see somewhere where possibly he comes to Atlanta for George Niang and Karis LeVert.
If he can breathe and play, yeah. I mean, he's 7'4". So I mean, if he's 7'2", I mean, that's what we need.
He would be a great. I mean, we don't need you for all the season.
We just need you off the bench,
right?
Drew Holiday is interesting because I think Drew is 35.
Yeah, and that money that's an escalating contract, ladies and gentlemen. He's gonna get more and more expensive as he gets older. That is not how the money's supposed to go.
They're gonna have to give him away because he's gonna have to go to a defensive minded team. But the thing is, he makes so much money he can't come off the bench, so he's gonna have to be your starting something, point guard, shooting guard, something.
No, he's gonna be the Lakers starting point guard. Perfect. No, he's perfect.
Luka's the starting point guard.
What I'm saying is, you could put Drew at starting point guard, whatever it is. You can put Luka and him in the backcourt. He'll do Luka's job on defense. Luka will do the facilitating. It actually works very well,
except for the money. I mean, so you're assuming that LeBron already told y'all I don't take discounts. So you got to assume LeBron going to be on a 2-year, 3-year Jason Tatum type contract, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, $55 million a year. So
now you might have to take it. We took your son. You gonna have to take a discount.
LeBron's been on record saying I made y'all billions of dollars. Billions of dollars. You gonna pay me my $55 million if I've made you billions of dollars. Nope. No discount.
Well, then I wouldn't play. I cut your son. You play with me.
Okay.
And I'm not talking about physically. I mean from this team. Got to clarify these days. But either way, I'm just happy to see the redistribution. Also, Cleveland,
you're on the clock.
Tick, 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 and your bench gone. This is what y'all are next year. Right here is this. Ain't no extras. Speaking. Go ahead.
And I was saying, no, that's it. Maybe, I mean, at 30 million, would you put Kristaps next to Evan Mobley?
No. Yes and no. I would ideally like to, but I can't trust Kristaps to be healthy. And there's a problem with Evan Mobley that we haven't addressed is if he's going to be that guy, eventually he needs to move to the 5 so that they can get more scoring on the floor. If you're really a defensive player of the year.
But Kristaps, Kristaps can play the 4. I mean,
I agree. Then it's kind of like Luka and Drew. Just y'all get out there and we'll figure out who stands where. Yeah. But you're looking for a guy who is very much so like Kristaps, who maybe you could, still put him as the rim protector, but can shoot the ball and space the floor. I think that would do wonders for Cleveland. I think that as much as I think that Jarrett Allen's a very good basketball player, you spend a lot of money everywhere else. You kind of need Evan Mobley you need him to be worth what we need him to be what we expect out of him in order for it to work. And if not, then he might be an overpay because he's a really good defender. And
it's a show enough overpay now. He won Defensive Player of the Year. That means he gonna get 50, 60, 70 million dollars a year when he up.
And I heard that little bonus is just enough to put Ty Jerome basically out of there, which is, I mean,
slow feet don't eat. Isn't that what Pat Bev say?
I think that Pat Bev, I hate to say it, but I think that Pat Bev got Ty Jerome fired. And I think that Pat Bev is probably one of the better podcasters. And I also think he's one of the people who actually can assess talent from a true, honest point of view instead of LeBron just telling y'all everybody's good. Because Pat Bev called it and immediately it was like, oh, you're right.
Indiana said,
but
say word. He can't move. I said,
say it slowly. One more time. Him? Dead meat.
What's his whole name? It's got 11 letters.
Right.
All right, cool.
Right. Now, this is the other part. I don't think that they played nearly as good in the regular season without Ty Jerome either. So there is value. Hell, look at us. We would love. I would love to be able to get to the second round and then have a problem. That's a great problem for some of us to have.
Yeah, but yeah,
sure. For sure. Then we're gonna come and right here, the city of San Antonio has approved a $4 billion plan for a new arena and entertainment district. This is what happens when you get an alien. They build a whole new
entertainment district. Ain't nothing but one team in San Antonio.
You're right. They need to call this the Wimbayama.
Yeah, just put a big alien instead of the sphere in Vegas, and put a big alien head right there.
Let me tell you, if I'm the W Hotel, I'm doing whatever I can. I'm putting W's everywhere. Talk about a quick strategic partnership. Ain't no way I'm letting him get out of here. You a W and I'm a W, and all we looking for is W's.
What this tells me is, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say what this tells me is that the Spurs get it. They got it. And as soon as they knew that they had their guy, let's build him a whole new place to live.
Well, this tells me that gambling is right around the corner in Texas. That at this point, you've got Cooper Flag, Paige Buchers, Victor Wembanyama. You have all the young talent, and you just traded away Luka. You had him too. So you and you really, I mean, whatever, you still can get him back, but which would be the all-time greatest heist. But this tells me that definitely gambling is coming to Texas sooner rather than later. Y'all get ready.
So my thing is, I think it would be great. I'm still not there. I think that the Braves and the Battery have made it where, gambling or not, there, if done correctly, these type of entertainment districts, they're basically the equivalent of printing money. And I think that
Houston did it first, right? Or one of the first to do it.
Yeah, but the Braves are the one that did it, and the way that they do it, they make the money goes back into the team. So you don't have to go get money from somewhere else in order to make your team better and give yourself an opportunity to spend more money. Now, it's a little bit different because, of course, basketball is hard capped, but that means
that's frustrating to hear as a Brave fan. I mean, we can't buy no pitcher. New York going by everybody. The Mets going by everybody.
You got to understand there's a difference between we just built the Battery and we're earning money versus these other people who have literal war chest of old 20s and old hundreds, the small face bills that have been passed from generation to generation. Now, we may never see the fruits of our labor, but when me and you look like Claude and Ray on Life going to watch the Braves game, then we might be our own. The Braves, we might at that point be that.
Become the evil empire.
Right.
It's possible. But that's just interesting to hear. Shout out to San Antonio. You're right, though. Shout out to San Antonio. Y'all, yeah, hey, we have a way to make a lot of money. Let's go ahead and expand right now. Not now, but right now.
And I bet you nobody trade him in the cover of night.
Nope. Lies. I'm sorry, y'all trying to figure it out what it is. The Hawks and the Raptors. Masai Ujiri on Atlanta's radar for president of basketball operations role. Sure.
I have a lot of thoughts about this. First thought is Tony Ressler has done a pretty terrible job basically since the season ended. I can tell you when things started to fall apart for us is when they put Don Barlow and as soon as they put Don Barlow out there and with
George Ye,
that was we've been falling like Alicia Keys ever since. Then we let Landry Fields do the exit interview and then fired him after we did that.
24 hours later.
And then we hired, and then we promoted
Travis Slink Jr.
Yeah, Ansi Saleh. And no, we didn't hire him, but we promoted him to the GM. And then we started looking for a president of basketball operations. And then we told everybody we were going to pay this organization to help us find them. And then now what we've heard is we've cast a wide net. And there's at least plausible that if we don't get somebody like, first, allegedly, they thought Bob Myers was going to bring his ass to Atlanta smoking dope. Then, we're going to shoot our shot with Masai. But if Masai doesn't work out, then Saleh is going to end up being the GM and president of basketball operations after we spent money and paid an organization to basically tell us, well, nope, you got the guy already. This is a gross mismanagement of just capital, and it's embarrassing. I'm happy that our team is not so well known that people actually look at what we're doing, because they would then be like, oh, this looks stupid. It's one of the things about nobody caring about your team is they don't see when you do stupid things.
So I did not know about the part of they're going to end up possibly recombining the roles, which would be absolutely asinine, because you fired Landry and broke up the responsibility to only figure out that you're going to just recombine them before you even hire anybody, and you paid a consulting firm to tell you that you basically just made the wrong decision.
This is Landry, the worst 2K franchise that I've ever seen run.
And Landry did what you asked him to do, which is wild. He cleared the books. He got everything to the point now where you are going to make money as an owner, and we have an opportunity to build around. We have pieces to build around and fill in the blanks.
And your ass don't pay the tax. He did this, and you don't pay the tax. That's the other part is, and I'll say this till I'm blue in the face. As much as Trae Young stresses the hell out of me, I can say that he has a dog in the fight that this team refused to go into the tax to try to compete. You're not doing what everybody else is doing. Everybody else is into the tax because they know that's the cost of doing business. You want to be cheap and be good. Ain't going to be fast.
I still hold on to the conspiracy theory that there's going to be something that comes out that happened, good, bad, or indifferent, between Landry Fields and the ownership. I don't see. I've thought about this for the last 3 weeks. I can't figure out why you fired him in the manner and the time in which you did.
Because
if you were going to do it, you should have done it sooner, before he made the moves, or waited till after the off season when he has failed to produce.
Well, I will tell you that Soleil is a guy that is an asset apparently in the NBA. He's the guy that everybody has been looking at. Apparently, we paid a decent amount of money to get him from Golden State, which is frustrating because we also we got Travis kind of the same way. But I understand that. I think that some of the stuff Landry didn't do perfectly. Landry was also in on the DeJounte Murray trade. And I think that we also are a little butthurt that Alexander Sarr wouldn't take our phone call. At the end of the day, Alexander Sarr chumped us off. We had the number 1 pick. And he basically said, I'm not even coming by there to apply for this job. And then went to the 18-64 Wizards.
Hop out the frying pan into the fryer.
Now, this is the part that I think that this is mismanagement. As the Hawks, we have some surely questionable tactics. We ain't the Wizards. The Wizards, and let me give y'all what the Wizards owner, Ted Leonosis, said, is we're not tanking, we're developing their 18-64. They're not. Let me tell you what they're not doing. They are not developing. Matter of fact, the best player that they had of recent order is a Blazer, Denny Avdija. I told y'all, I said, man, this guy is really good. I like him. I think that he could be a really good basketball player. They traded him. Now you have a bunch of players.
He tore his knee. So, I see that. But
yeah, he tore his knee right onto the Blazers. And then now look at him. He might be the best player on their team. So I don't want to
get out of there by any means necessary.
Right.
Stab himself in the knee. Hey, my ACL gone. Gotta go.
That boy Jussie Smollett himself. I'm getting out of here. I'm getting the hell out of DC. Right.
Chop off a toe if I have to.
Man, I ain't getting around here. This wizardry. But this team is terrible. I don't think that he should have said this. I don't think that you developed any player. I don't think that Jordan Poole has gotten 1 ounce better since he left Golden State. Bub Carrington, I think potential, but he's potentially going to be on another team before we see how good he is. Alexander Sarr I guess you can say he developed because he was so terrible in the beginning and towards the end of the season did improve. But if you put him 1-to-1 versus 2-to-2, I feel very confident in saying that Zachary Ricochet look worlds different than Alexander Sarr. So I don't know what you're doing. You're going to have another pick.
No, you lying. All I see is the Candy Birds, Jeff.
Or he's drunk.
The lies. That's all I see. Drunk too. He looked drunk in his picture.
This team is awful with no plan. And you're paying Jordan Poole all that money. And you got Middleton over there. This team doesn't make any sense. And then Gaffer got the hell out of there, and now he's going to get paid. It's amazing. You're the team that when everybody leaves, they get better. You have become the Atlanta Hawks.
Shout out to Slink, you over there.
Right.
Yeah, that's ugly. That's ugly for Washington, man. I there's a lie. You lying. You're not. It's a great spin. I see how you became a billionaire. You spin. You know how to spin a headline to make it seem like you know what you're talking about. Right. But we know you lying. We ain't done.
We are not done. Dumb or done. Here we are now. Here we are. Me and Reggie in pre-production went over our selections. I think we picked basically the same. I'm not going to gloat here. I'm going to say that I did pick the Pacers when nobody else did.
Except for me.
Oh, no. I picked the Knicks when everybody else picked the Celtics. I know the Tatum injury, but I always thought it was a good matchup. Outside of that, we picked the same thing. Great job. And now we have Eastern Conference Finals, the Pacers, the Indiana Pacers versus the New York Knickerbockers. This is an old school 90s dogfight, except for it's not the old school 90s dogfight. Both of these teams have pretty good offenses and scored a decent clip.
Yeah. Shout out to WWE predicting the future like the Simpsons.
Man. Triple H nailed it.
With the callback to when Jalen Brunson and
Tyrese
Halliburton, they kind of continue the trend of bringing out basketball players when they're in those cities. And they brought both of them out right after they had played. And I believe the Pacers had eliminated the Knicks during that season. I think the year before they brought out Trey in Atlanta Hawks gear when they were in New York. And he walked out and they booed him. So shout out to WWE. This is going to be a hell of a matchup. You got Miles Turner versus Cat, the same player. One's just better at defense. One's better at shooting. You have Mikal Bridges versus Pascal Siakam. You have Tyrese Halliburton versus Jalen Brunson. You have OG, or you could have Pascal versus OG Anunoby, which is former teammates. There's a lot of storylines.
Former champion teammates at that.
Yeah. A lot of storylines here. You have the role player. I think for the first time, I don't know if Indiana's role players are that much better than the new. I think they match up very well.
You have the Josh Harts versus Josh Hart. that's all. Neesmith and Nembhard are just Josh Hart is just Michael Jordan of Josh Harts, and then they're just like his sons. This is, and you got old sneaky TJ back there too. I am telling y'all
against campaign, two annoying people.
Right. I'm picking the Pacers in this due to their depth. I think the Knicks match up 1 through 5 very solidly.
Obi Toppin returned to Madison Square.
Right.
Again.
Correctamundo. You're right. And I think that the Pacers' depth is what gets them over the hump, in my opinion. And I will also say this because I think the Knicks have earned it. That shit that y'all did with hitting that dude with that trash bag is gross. It's detestable.
Why people don't like y'all motherfuckers, dog. This is why everybody wish ill intent on y'all. We gave y'all props. We picked you. Right. Well, I didn't. But people picked y'all, and I picked y'all to go to the finals after I figured out that y'all was beat the Celtics. And then y'all do some shit like that. But hey, he got flown out. He going out to Indiana on Tyrese Halliburton dying. So
and then
Halliburton gonna try to score 50 on you.
Right. and they find out later the man is a firefighter. And this is the thing. Wendy. You didn't win shit. You haven't won anything. And I think that my friends who are Knicks fans are very reasonable. Shout out to Triple OG. They don't approve of this behavior. Shout out to Ben Stiller. He put something on the internet. Hey, this is not cool. But that is a larger part of your fan base. And this is the only place you can do that. Because you go anywhere else in the country and try to hit somebody with a trash can, you'll be a shot ass.
Yeah, you can't do that. You can do that there because ain't no gun law. I mean, the
I
gun law.
bet you won't do that in Atlanta. You headed to Grady, my
Light
boy.
that mug up. But yeah, I'm taking the pictures. I'm taking the Pacers here. No, I'm not.
Oh,
I picked the Knicks in Minnesota to meet because of conspiracy. I think Minnesota. I think the Knicks should, if they can. Mitchell Robinson is the key to this game. If Mitchell Robinson can play defense and rebound and move his feet and switch, because he's going to have to guard. You know, Indiana can go small and go Pascal at the 5 or go Obi at the 5. And Obi, he may not be able to shoot. He may be a good role player. Well, he actually can shoot from the corner, but he can gallop down the court. He get down the court in 3 steps, and then he take off. But it's going to be tough. But
Pacers extras are too good. TJ McConnell is, I'm not going to say he's a prototypical backup point guard, but he is what I would consider a top tier situational backup point guard. Then Benedict Mathurin, he can cook. Obi Toppin, not the most consistent, but he's going to have probably a 20-point game in this series. And then Thomas Bryant, if you can just stick with Mitchell, y'all not that far off. Mitchell, I will say, is probably a little bit better than Thomas Bryant, but Thomas Bryant, you 7 feet too. You should be able to just keep it close. If you keep it close, they're gonna win this series.
They match up very well. I want the Knicks to win. I'm picking the Knicks in 7. Game 7 in the Garden. Knicks Pacers.
Ooh, wait.
Can't beat that. Last time we saw that, Larry Johnson hit the 4-point play against Latrell Sprewell. I mean, with Latrell Sprewell and all of them. That was, last time we saw that in the playoffs. So I'm picking the Knicks here because I want to see Cat versus Minnesota.
Pascal, this is your time to prove me wrong. I said that you are overpaid and expensive. Show me that you are not. And I'm rooting for you to show me that I'm wrong. From the depths of my soul.
I'm in the Eastern Conference Final.
That just like it don't mean nothing for the Knicks, it don't mean nothing for the Pacers. If you go home, congratulations, you got close to nothing.
Lord. Well, at least, yeah.
We're not going to sit up here and approve hitting people with trash bags to go to the Eastern Conference Finals to get whooped. No, you gotta win. You gotta really win something to have that level of outlandish behavior, in my opinion. Now, if you win a championship, then flip a car. Then maybe. I still don't want you throwing. I mean, you wouldn't do that in the South because, like I said before, you have a bullet wound, right? And maybe somebody should what a little. Hey, keep it on you. And then we're gonna move over here to the Western Conference Finals, which is going to be, I think, a straight up dogfight. This is the number 1 Oklahoma City Thunder versus number 6 Minnesota Timberwolves. Oddly enough, great matchup. Hartenstein versus Rudy Gobert. I like it, but it's going to be tough. Then you got Chet versus Julius. Man. And you got the guys, you got the face, what we believe to be the face of the NBA in SGA and Edwards. It's a match made in heaven.
In the previous series, you had the battle of the MVP candidates. And I firmly believe that SGA solidified him winning that MVP with that Game 7 performance against Denver, as well as Joker getting straight up bodied by Caruso.
Body to body.
Bodied by Caruso. Shout out to Caruso. So I do think that this.
No. Let me talk about that for a second, because I watched that and it pissed me off the whole time. Why, if you're gonna let Caruso guard Joker, am I not just dropping the ball to Joker and letting him physical Caruso. Period. I just watched it, and as much as it is the playoffs, there's been a lot of stupid basketball played in these playoffs. I know that everybody wants to play and do analytics, but we're seeing the abandonment of common sense.
Yeah. I can't. I got nothing.
Yeah,
but I mean, also the rest.
I was waiting on you to explain to me how you thought the Caruso versus Joker was respectable or reasonable.
Well, it's that they conceded Joker. They conceded that Joker was going to be Joker, but they decided that they were going to. The game that they won is when Jamal Murray went crazy. So they put everybody else on Jamal Murray. We don't believe in Russell Westbrook's outside shooting. Aaron Gordon had a hamstring. So I can go. I put anybody. They put Keaton Wallace. They put Keaton Wallace on him, and then I can concentrate on Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. averaged 9 points at 100. He averaged $20 million a point. So
he out there full self check. I'm like, boy, what are you doing?
So at that point, I could see. That's why. Hey, shout out to Josh. I could see that's why you always. There's the name of the podcast. I can see that's why you always. I can see that's why you put Caruso there, and you then save your bigs to help with everybody else. Caruso just got you 6 fouls. Now it is stupid basketball. It was very stupid basketball because I would have got 6 fouls on Caruso in 1 quarter. If I were there, I'd have done that in 1 quarter.
And no, I would have let Joker do his patented elbow around you until Caruso was concussed. I let him. Oh, boy, you left with brain damage playing with me down there with that. No, every time hit him right in the back of that cerebellum.
But to finish my thought, I said that was the battle of the MVP candidates. So I think that this series is going to be the battle of the face of the league. There are people that think SGA, who is now in line for an $80 million contract with $80 million highest paid player in the league type money, they expect you to become the face of the league. Versus Ant, who says he doesn't want to be face of the league, but they are fully pushing him to be face of the league because he reminds us of somebody else. So I think that is going to be the billing. That is the matchup from a outside standpoint. From a basketball standpoint, Minnesota matches up very, very, very well with OKC. And OKC matches up very, very, very well with Minnesota. What's interesting, Canada versus USA, yeah. But what else is interesting is, and I think the X factor is Jay McDaniels. If Jay McDaniels, I didn't realize he was 6'10" until he dunked the ball without jumping for real.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, for real? He just said, bloop. I said, wait a minute. I thought only Gobert could do that. and Wemby, he was like, nah, I'm right there.
And Jalen Williams, this gives you an opportunity. You played terribly last series. This gives you an opportunity for that to be all forgotten. If you show up here,
smoked.
Right. I mean, it's tight, but if you show up in this moment, we will forget about what you did last series.
Jay McDaniels or Ant will be guarding him. That is not a walk in the park.
If you don't show up, Jalen Williams, you might end up in Milwaukee. You might wake up like, how did I get here?
Yeah. So I am happy for this. You have in both of these conference finals, you have 2 teams who played that we knew were well above their ranking. We knew Minnesota was not a 6 seed, and the Pacers were the best team in the East after the All-Star break when they got healthy. So this really is easy. They scored 160 on the Hawks and took players out.
They went into the settings. They went to the settings and changed it to rookie, bro. Why would you do that to us? We didn't deserve that.
So who you got? Who you picking in this one?
I'm picking Minnesota.
I'm going with Ant-Man, dog. If the Hawks ain't gonna win one, we need somebody from Atlanta to win the championship.
Right.
And now I'm gonna ask you this: Julius Randle is definitely an X factor, and he's bigger than everybody else on the court from OKC. I'm gonna ask you this: if Ant-Man wins the championship? Hell, if Ant-Man makes it to the finals and wins this round,
Wolves in 6 or
does
Wolves
that
in 7?
Wolves in 7. Does I think Wolves in 7, and that gives Ant to win Game 7 on Oklahoma City's floor.
If y'all listening, drop y'all predictions right on in here.
Yeah, or leave them in the comments. If Ant wins this series, goes to the finals with the Timberwolves, does that make him? Because I've seen this. They said that Ant is the best player in Timberwolves history. Does that make him better than Kevin Garnett in Timberwolves history?
Yes. He get you somewhere you've never been before, then yes.
I like it. I ain't gonna argue with it. And let me tell you, if you think you see a lot of Ant Edwards right now, let me tell you, if you believe in conspiracy theory, you need to go watch Adidas Stop. Because let me tell you what I'd be paying for Ant to win if it were me.
And I'm gonna tell you the other part that people don't want to hear. Julius is gonna be one of the best Timberwolves ever, and Rudy Gobert is gonna be one of the best Timberwolves ever. I'm gonna tell y'all,
Rudy Gobert is one of the best Timberwolves ever.
Fair enough. You're right.
Hey, and finally, none of the Final Four teams in the NBA have won a title this century. 3 of them are trying to get their first title in history for the 5th straight year. I think we don't have any repeat champions since the Warriors. The Warriors were the last repeat champions, right? Yeah. So this is fun, man. This is 2025 passing of the guard. This is what we've seen. Curry out, everybody's out.
And Josh, I agree. Julius Randle is the X factor. I'm picking Julius as the X factor out of the West. I'm picking Pascal as the X factor out of the East. I'm telling y'all right now that stretch 4 position is probably the most important position on the floor. If you can get a guy there who can get you 20 points, 7, 8, 9, 10 rebounds, and just hold it down on defense, it's just what everybody wants. That's the reason we want Jalen Johnson at 25 and 10 and 5. That position and that combination of skill, it changes your team landscape.
And we got 2 of them. And we fired the dude that drafted both of them.
Jesus be a fence all around me every day. I want you to protect me as I travel along the way. Yeah, that is where we're going to end basketball because Reggie made me get religious. And I feel like I could just tap right to the back of the two to the skull. Yep. Real quick, just to let you know that I ain't playing with you. With that being said, we're going to come back. We're going to do some quick hits on football, and we are getting out of here. Always remember, like, follow, subscribe. Reggie and I will return here soon. And
be right back.
Very soon.
We going to see the king since we
our team. Man, I'm stressed. These sounds are brought to you by Mark the Mogul.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, with our final segment of episode 191 of the SplashCast Monday Night Raw. Our football segment. Got a few things we're gonna talk about today. But before we do that, you could always do what, like,
Follow, subscribe,
and tell a
and
friend.
go to your phone and send the podcast to your best friend. If you don't have a best friend, then we have other things to talk to you about for sure.
Yep. We got a few things we're gonna talk about today. College football, NIL, Wild Wild West, and I think that this is interesting just for the headline. The headline says that the SAC is going crazy, which is a wild headline.
Yo, no diddy.
Sacramento State has become basically the new UNC Charlotte. I think UNC Charlotte did it last year. They spent all this money for NIL to bring in players and everything, and now Sacramento State is
full SMU. They really running it
Sacramento
up.
State is spending it unbelievable amount of money. I think they were trying to get Michael Vick to be the coach. They have brought in a lot of the better transfer portal players. I think they have the number 77 overall recruiting class. They are spending a lot of money to try to become relevant.
So let me kind of conceptualize a few things here. Reggie's 100% correct. They have the 77th overall portal class, the highest in the FCS. They have gotten guys who you may remember as Jaden Rashada, Ajayi Hall, Sam Adams II, and Ernest Campbell. That's a UGA player, a UCF player, a Washington player, and a Texas A&M player. Then on top of that, remember when we talked, I guess it was a week or two, where Shaquille O'Neal has joined this organization as a general manager of the basketball team. Mike Bibby is the head basketball coach. They have 50 transfer portal signees. They're not playing. They are doing everything that they can to give themselves a shot. And I think that SMU, we joke a lot, they have empowered people to say, hey, man, I'm push all my chips in. We're going to give it a hell of a shot and see if we can dance. And from what I read, they're talking about they ready to leave the Big Sky. So they're probably going to be one of the teams that are trying to get into probably not a Power 5, but somewhere between
Group of 5.
Yeah, Group of 5.
I think, and this is a part of NIL that I did not think about. We have been focusing so much on first the setup of NIL, the lack of structure, the Wild Wild West. I didn't think about a small school or a smaller school or schools that are in the FCS that can raise enough money because of location. You know, they over there in tech space because of location and all of that, where you can raise money and literally have a ready-made school. So they have enough money now that they can take advantage and opportunity of college football diving into basically two large divisions and leaving everybody else out. Well, they're like, well, hell, I can come join a Group of 5 now. This is an opportunity for me to get more, to grow as a school, as an athletic department, because I get more eyes or more viewership, which then generates more ads and more money. So I think, one, because they're located in California, I think they're not far from Silicon Valley. In the tech space, they have an abnormal amount of money. And they might as well. I mean, I'm pretty sure Sacramento State, we're saying it's a small school, but ain't no small California school. I don't know any small California school.
And if they were small, they making things move. Making things move. And some things move and some things stop. The NFL has stopped their diversity program.
Bum asses.
And so they paused the program to try to reimagine. You know what happened when they reimagined? It's just like slavery. They reimagined it from slavery into an internship to an opportunity. They're gonna reimagine this, and then this is the thing. It can't get much worse. And I think that the program only added one black GM and one black coach. NFL, I hate that I love football so much because I want to target y'all. I really want to target y'all. And I'm happy that it is May 19th, 2025. I've not shopped in Target this year. If I didn't absolutely love the NFL so much, I would quit y'all.
Yeah, so a little bit more. It's called the Accelerator Program, and it's a DEI initiative where they were supposed to connect diverse coaching and front office talent with team owners. The thing is, the team owners are good old boys, and they didn't really want to change anything at all anyway. And then it came out that some of them, shout out to the Dolphins or shout out to the Giants. Was it Dolphins or Giants?
Which problem?
Brian Flores.
Oh, that's the Dolphins.
The Dolphins. Yeah. They come out there and lie and say that we're interviewing you and all of those things, and they're just using it as a checkbox. So on one thing, I understand why you close it down, because it's not producing anything. You're getting with one GM and one head coach in the 2 years it was here, and they're like, we might as well reimagine it. Two, but the thing is, no matter what program you come out with, the owners are going to have to buy in. You're going to have to give people opportunity to actually prove themselves worthy of having the job, or prove themselves that they're capable. And three, shout out to you, is, all things come to light. We know how some of these people feel about diversity, equity, and inclusion. We know how some of these people feel about folks being on an even playing field and all of those things. The fact that they pausing it don't mean I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. I'm at all.
And the thing, I guess, for me is you're right. It wasn't working, but you pausing it only slows it down more. It doesn't help the actual, if you're, and we know you're not, but it doesn't help if you are really trying to be genuine about actually trying to move the diversity ball forward. If you're pausing it, I mean, that's people who, if they're running the program, they're going to shut it down. They're going to have other things to do. Then to restart the program, oh man.
Well, before you move on, listen. Let me ask you this: the NFL, the NFL is a private entity. I was about to say, President Trump. Can't believe I said that. Trump has been pressuring and using laws in Congress and back channels to pressure people to get rid of DEI. Do you think this was a way for them to just stay off the shit list and just basically operate by getting rid of it? You continue to operate in the manner that you want to without any interference, because they basically operate with no interference.
At the end of the day, the NFL listens and abides by what the White House messaging is. It's made that crystal clear. And a lot of those guys are Trump's buddies, or want to be his buddy, or want to elicit some level of favor, all of those things. So, yeah, if it's a guy who I want to be friends with, a guy who a lot of us like, and this fits what we really want to do, then 1, 2, 3, three strikes and you're out. This is, let's do this. And then, if something changes and we get a more progressive president, then we can reimagine and start over. So, it's the NFL's going NFL. Yeah. It's sad, but it's not surprising.
Nope.
Now, in more surprising news, I guess this ain't surprising because he's good. Fred Warner is the highest paid linebacker in NFL again, and he is worth it because he is a monster. And congratulations to Pop Warner for getting his money. Y'all paid him. He deserves it. Great job. Y'all are actually making the Cincinnati Bengals look stupid. They know who their guy is. They paid him, and they gave him what he needed. Good job.
Yeah, shout out to this was good on both sides. Fred Warner signed a 3-year extension before and became the highest paid linebacker, outplayed it. You become the highest paid person at your position and you outplay the contract. Somebody else plays well, gets paid higher, then he comes back and they're like, nah, y'all gonna have to make a better deal. And they pay him $56 million guaranteed over the next 3 years, which is, basically almost $20 million a year, $63 million extension total with incentives. Yeah. If they waited and he decided not to sign the extension, then they probably would have to pay him $30 million a year because he's not, unless something bad happens, which we don't wish that on anybody, he's gonna be good. So, and it gives them cap relief because they just had to do something stupid.
And at 30 million, still worth it. Whatever he costs, probably worth it. Just pay it and be happy that you have the ability to get a guy on your team that good. Whatever it costs, it costs. Figure out almost figure out the money on the back end, baby. You know that's what it
what
is.
You heard. Pay it right now. I know what you was about to
say. Right.
I mean, so do you feel the same way about this next?
So hold on. Let me get it. I'm gonna remove that, and we are uploading the Brock Purdy deal. If Michael, there it goes, right there.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, what I told you what was going to happen 2 weeks ago. I said that they were going to pay him. I said, hey, the rumors are out there that he's going to get $50 million a year. He was like, you be crazy. I only paid Brock Purdy $30 million. I'm never paying him this. He's not getting 50. 5 years, 265, $181 million in guaranteed money. 265 if he reaches all of his incentives, puts him in the top 10, I think top 5 of contracts of quarterbacks, if I'm not mistaken. I think he's top 10 of guaranteed money, but total contract, I think he's top 5. 5 years, 265.
Okay, so the 265 is a high number. I'm cautiously optimistic about this contract, though. And from this point of view, the 181 guarantee isn't actually too terribly bad. It's actually a very reasonable number. If you look at that, that puts him under guys like Jared Goff, he's less achieved than Jared Goff, but puts you over guys like Kirk Cousins, etc. as far as annual pay per year. It depends on how easy it is for him to get to 265. I don't hate this contract as much as I did because I don't think that they're gonna make it easy for him to get to 265. And if they can keep him away from the 265 number, then this is probably a pretty reasonable contract. He and you know how I felt about it when I first, because I don't think that 265 is like 50 something a year. And if they make it easy and he gets to this, then this is a dastardly overpay and you're going to hate yourself every day. If you can keep him in the 40s, then you'll be probably okay with that because it's kind of what quarterbacks cost. After I saw the difference between guarantees and what the contract was, I felt a little bit better. But until we see the incentives, it's going to be difficult for us to really confidently say if it's an overpay. But if them incentives are easy, you're going to hate yourself.
It is interesting that the guaranteed money puts him at $36 million a year. And then the non-guaranteed money puts him at $53 million a year. That's $17 million per year.
Exactly. And at 36 and 40, you don't hate it. It's still
what
expensive.
I don't understand, and I'll probably have to look up, is how incentive-based contracts or incentive parts count against the cap, because he's, by all intents and purposes, for total contract, he's the 7th highest paid quarterback. Yeah. And I hated the contract at first, the 265, but I'm not gonna lie to you. I went back and listened to Dominique Foxworth, and I mean, y'all been stealing, not stealing, because he's the 7th. He was Mr. Irrelevant. Yeah. But you guys had the opportunity, and this is your point, actually. You guys had the opportunity to build around Brock Purdy and win the championship, because this was your philosophy, that you could get the quarterback and that you could win the championship and just build around him. And you didn't. And then he turned out to not be a turnover machine. And he's actually very competent and specialized in the Shanahan offense, which makes him, even though he may not be that good, and this is kind of where I evolved Dominique Foxworth's point to my thought, he may not be that good in your eyes, but he's at the point now where I don't have to train anybody else. There's no way. He knows everything about this, and he's probably going to be one of the better people in this offense. It's like the old guy at the office that has been doing the same job for 30 years. Yeah, he may not be the best at the job, but he know how to do it in this role for this company better than anybody else. As you said, the dude on your team, you can't teach me. I know everything that there is to know. You can't teach me nothing else.
Or if you watch The Office like me, he could become Creed and forget how to do and what his job actually is. So it's 50-50. I personally think that you still have to win a Super Bowl or this is going to be bad. You gave away a lot of players in order to afford to pay him. A lot.
No, they didn't. They gave away a lot of players. They punted on the current players because they would have had to pay all of them. You already paid Ayuk. They gave away players because they paid Ayuk.
Which, this is the point. This is the Patrick Mahomes point in his career, where we're paying you. So we're not paying all the rest of them guys. So you have to raise your game and raise this team. Unfortunately, as much as I like Kyle Shanahan, this is when this thing typically goes to shit. Yep. And let me tell you, it ain't no, hey, we made the playoffs. You're in a unique situation where you're kind of like must win. You've been lingering around yes, right. You're the Celtics, 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. Hey, bro, what you still doing here? And respectfully, you don't want to turn into James Harden, just the guy to always be around but never get the job done. And
come on.
I gotta keep it real. And the other part about this is just even more immensely frustrating is we just saw you do this with Jimmy Garoppolo. And we knew that Jimmy wasn't good enough. But you didn't really want to pay and go get you a top tier guy. So that's what you got. Now, if Brock Purdy wins the Super Bowl, then you're a genius. Y'all don't win a Super Bowl, you're an idiot. Pick your poison. And I want to be very clear. I want to be very clear. I am a sport management major. And one thing that you learn in sports very early, you pay people for what they can do, not what they have done. You can't go get any of those wins back and use them in the future. You paying Brock Purdy for what he's done in the past. If he does not get you to a Super Bowl, you're going to look stupid. I also think that it's quite.
You said get you to a Super Bowl or win a Super Bowl?
I mean, I think that there is a.
Wait, no, I'm trying to. You cut out when you said it. What did you say? Get to a Super Bowl or win a Super Bowl?
I said get to a Super Bowl because in my heart, I can't look at Brock Purdy and think that he's a Super Bowl winning QB. I feel like that's a hell of a stretch.
You know they went to the Super Bowl with Brock Purdy.
Didn't he? Wasn't he out though with the elbow?
Was he out? And that's when they played Garoppolo, who threw the. Garoppolo lost the first one because he threw the ball with his eyes closed. Then when they went with Dre Greenlaw, who tore his Achilles, I think Brock Purdy played in that Super Bowl. Am I not mistaken?
Oh, he did play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you saying you don't pay them for what they did and you have to get to a Super Bowl with it. He's an NFC championship
You're right.
quarterback.
Yeah. I
get it. I'm not arguing with you. I agree with you. But
it's hard to justify.
You got it when negotiations happen.
Yeah.
You got to have that conversation.
Yes, but the other part about it is, and I'm going to keep it real, there's not a Brock Purdy market out there. It ain't. You got to be, that's the part where I feel like they negotiated against themselves. If you weren't going to take Brock Purdy, who else was going to get him?
You said 30 to 35 million. They got 36 million in guaranteed money.
Right. I mean, I probably wouldn't have went so heavy on these incentives though. And I got to see the incentives.
Why?
Maybe
that's negotiation time. Yeah. That's negotiate. Yeah, 265, whatever. You got to be MVP.
It depends on how easy they are to achieve. Because if you win a Super Bowl, then he's worth all the money and an extra. And as long as it's not easy to get to, as long as it's linked to y'all winning a Super Bowl, then yeah, you're probably right. You at the end of the day, brass tacks, the numbers are right. I told y'all somewhere between 30 to 40 and 36 million a year is the guaranteed money. And make it, yeah, that's right. 36 is your guaranteed money. That's what we owe you. If you want more money, then you got to do something extra. That's fair. We just talked.
Josh, to answer your question, who else could you bring in? I mean, Aaron Rodgers was the answer 2 years ago. That was the answer. But you decided to go with Brock Purdy, and now you pay him more money than you probably would have to pay Aaron Rodgers right now.
I'm gonna tell you again. I know he throws a lot of interceptions. Jameis would allow you to keep. Hey, Jameis, my answer to everything. If the test, hey, give me the Scantron, I'm putting C for Jameis every time, right down the middle. At least your receivers will be happy.
Yeah, because he gonna throw the ball
to somebody.
Yeah. Finally, man, Shador, 4-year, signs his contract, 4-year, $4.6 million contract. I think it's fully guaranteed. Shout out to Shador. He really did take a pay cut by going to the NFL. Shout out to NIL.
They say he went from 6.5 to 4.6.
But it is what it is. I still think, shout out to Tremaine, that Cleveland was dumb for waiting to the 5th round. You lose because you lose. If Shador turns out to be good, right? Decent. If he turns out to be Brock Purdy or better, you lose control of him over the 5th year. You don't have a 5th year option because it's a 5th round pick. So that means you're going to have to pay him sooner. Right? Now, you probably do get out from under, poor choice of words, but we here now. You do get out from under Deshaun Watson in that contract.
People have been trying to do that their whole life. I've been fighting all my life to get money.
And then Joe Flacco gonna ride off into the Ring of Honor sunset.
The dead turtle.
Joe Flacco's oh no. Turtle. Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco's gonna ride off into the Ring of Honor sunset. So you have, let's call back to the SplashCast versus the world. Y'all should really join our chat. It's hilarious. Our broadcast channel. I'm sorry, we're sophisticated. Our broadcast channel. You will have space for him, and it's interesting they signed Shador, and maybe it's because of the news, but can you look up if they signed Dylan Gabriel yet?
Did not. I already looked.
So you signed your 5th round pick and not your 3rd round pick. Or 4th, whatever it is, 4th round.
Okay, this is what I want all of you people all across the world to understand about this entire situation, about Shador being drafted. The only teams that needed quarterbacks were stupid.
Dumb diddy dumb.
Expecting stupid people to do smart things, it's a poor decision for you to worry about. They drafted Shador at 4 and Dylan Gabriel at 3, and they paid him first. So you got all these quarterbacks, and they say that Kenny Pickett, Lil Hand Pickett, is the leader. This doesn't make sense. You're not, first of all, it's no way that you're going to have 4 quarterbacks and get the right amount of reps. You can't. It's tough for the backup quarterback to get enough reps. So imagine if you the back on up. You're going to a different team. This is a bunch of people doing stupid things, and people talking about collusion, and this was a strategic plan.
Dissipate the stupidity will dissipate collusion every time.
These people are too stupid to come up with a good plan. Way too stupid to have a good plan. And they're like, oh, this is strategic. No. Let me tell you. One thing that this group of people has told us is ain't no strategy. They had 25 quarterbacks in 25 years. There is no strategy. There is no game plan. There is no thought process. There's no development. And I hate to tell you, Shador, this still ain't good. It's not like, oh, I become the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns and that has a storied success rate. No. All you do is get the job to get fired. The only thing that you can hope for is you can go somewhere else and you can maybe become Baker Mayfield. You go somewhere else and they figure out that you're a good football player. That's the best case scenario. That is literally the best case scenario for a Cleveland Browns quarterback in it. Since what?
Yeah.
Vinny Testaverde? Name the other, like, what else worked out? Oh, you know what? This is a really good idea. What, Derek Anderson for a couple of years?
Who was throwing the ball to Josh Gordon?
Everybody.
They were pretty good.
There's
a couple.
It wasn't the quarter.
They were ass.
Yes. What it was Josh Gordon was really good, and anybody who they stuck back there was going to be okay. But
nines, that's what we used to call it in high school. Run a 9, a fly. 9 route on the route tree.
But nobody. There's no. It's sad to say, but there is no successful story of a guy like just knocking it out of the park. I'm gonna read you some of these names: Couch, Jeff Garcia, Luke McCown, Trent Dilfer, Derek Anderson, Brady Quinn, Ken Dorsey, Colt McCoy, Jake Delhomme, Seneca Wallace, Brandon Whedon, Thad Lewis, Jason Campbell, Brian Hoyer, Johnny Manziel, Connor Shaw, Josh McCown, Austin Davis. Who the hell is he? RG3, end of career. Deshaun Kaiser, Kevin Hogan, Baker Mayfield, Tyrod Taylor, Case Keenum, Nick Mullins, Jacoby Brissett, Freaky D, Joe Flacco, DTR, PJ Walker, and Jeff Driscoll. Nothing good. Okay. Hold on. We both have careers. You go to your employer and you ask, that's one of the questions I try to ask. All right, can you kind of show me somebody who's been successful in the role? A person I can roadmap my career after. What the Browns gonna tell you since 1999?
I got 25 of them. I got 25. You just got to work year to year. If you work year to year, you could be a star where you are. That's what they'll tell you. But
and legitimately, best case scenario is Baker Mayfield playing quarterback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He's the most successful guy out of the last 25 years. And y'all expect this team to make good decisions?
Shout out to, and this is why here's why we say they're stupid. Not just because of the quarterbacks, but even in this situation, not just because of Dylan Gabriel. let's just say that you hit it out of the park, and Shador comes in. Old man Joe plays for 8 games. Shador comes in, and y'all mess around and make the wild card after year 2, and y'all become decent. If you think Brock Purdy got paid, you about to negotiate with a scorned primetime offspring.
Oh my, no. You're
Scorned primetime.
negotiating. You better know it. You better know it. And I think that y'all did promise him that y'all gonna draft him at a different place than where you drafted him, and you're gonna have to pay that back.
You in blood and dollars. And then shout out to you. So they're stupid for that. Shout out to you, Myles Garrett, because you decided that you wanted to win. You said, I want to win. And then the next week they paid you and made you the highest paid defensive player in history.
I thought about this, Reggie. He did win. He won the most money. That's what he won. He wasn't worried about
won the lottery.
Football. Yeah,
not at all. Because let me tell you what you about to be for the rest of your career. You shout out to you.
You a lie. You a lie. I'm gonna tell you, he gonna do one more season, and then he gonna say, I can't do it here. I'm not playing no more. He did the right thing. One thing that the basketball players will tell you: secure the bag. As soon as the money is available, take it. He got his money.
We'll work out.
Fix it on the back end. Now, I'm not coming back. No, I'm not coming back. I told y'all the truth before. I wanted to win. Y'all, this is like when you stay in a relationship and you know that because it's only because she buying you things. I don't really like you no more, but yeah, I want these sneakers. I want an Xbox.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, he got paid, and they said that, you remember, he went on after he got paid, he went on ESPN, and they said, do you know who the quarterback is going to be? And he said, yes. He was trying to be all secretive and all of those things. And suppose they were. Let's just say that Shador, for what you said, that they told Deion that they were going to draft Shador at a different place. I'm pretty sure in negotiations with Myles Garrett that they told him that they were going to do something. And I feel like they lied to him too. So now you're going to have pissed off Deion. Myles Garrett, shout out to you. You thought that they were going, I don't know why, but you thought that they were going to actually do something smart. And they end up literally doing a 180 and doing some of the dumbest drafting.
And that's the part where I think that Myles Garrett can ask for his way out. Y'all immediately go fuck the quarterback draft in record time. Y'all, we got 2 of them. Why would we get 2? Why would we use? This team needs help a lot of places. We took 2 quarterbacks. Wait, you can only play 1 quarterback at a time, and we already have 2 more on the roster. One that's old as the day
3. You're not gonna carry 4.
Right. You got one that's old as the day is long. You got one with miniature hands. But this is the part that people don't understand. And your team's success, and I say it every week, is predicated on your leadership more than your players. If you have good leadership, they're going to find a way to win. That's the reason I will give it to the Steelers. They don't be losing. But if you have poor leadership, like the Browns,
lose this year.
And I think they're going to have to shuffle their leadership. But if you are the Browns, Shador, best thing you can do is go out every day and understand that you're auditioning for the rest of the NFL. I'm getting out of here. I'm going on somewhere else.
Or I'm gonna make No, get out of here. He need to get to LA. He need to get to LA. That's what he need to. He need to figure out a way to get to LA within the next 2 years.
You need to get the hell on.
Matt Stafford's going to retire. Cooper Kupp is already not there anymore, and we don't know what Rocksteady doing. So you could go over there and you would have Puka Nacua. At least you'd have a possession receiver right there. And you
and the other part is shit. Yeah, McVay will just make you into a guy. He will take you up one standard deviation from where you are. If you're just a regular guy, then he'll get you to like Purdy. If you're a real killer, then he'll get you to Matt Stafford, essentially. With that being said, I'm happy that isn't our problem. Shout out to the Atlanta Falcons breaking the draft last year. Without you guys, none of this would be possible.
And this year.
Right.
And this year. But, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to, let me scroll down, make sure. Ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of episode 191 of the SplashCast Monday Night Raw. We talked about Mike check with the Braves. See there? No Diddy. HB, you don't know what they talking about. HBCU news around the culture.
So many things about that. Football. The Diddy Bop. Oh my God. Everything. No Way Out. Man's cologne is named Unforgivable. Oh, we saw all of the Unforgivable. Yo,
oh no.
Talk about hiding in plain sight, boy. The diddler.
If we didn't miss anything, Nora would take us out.
And if we did, they're gonna put it on the transcript. Number one. More black baseball. Hey, y'all go ahead and start getting prepared for Drake Baldwin to be Rookie of the Year. We're gonna need y'all to do it. We need y'all to support us. We almost had Mike Harris, but we got Spencer Strider last time. Let's get Drake Baldwin to be Rookie of the Year. Number two. And I need y'all, Josh, you still here, all the folks rocking with us, and I'm going to put it in the group. We got to get a new number 2. More black cowboys and cowgirls is dead. Where them fans at, them boots on the ground, y'all got it. We are looking for a replacement. We are looking for the next. We want to set the next precedent. We want to figure out what the next trend is. We have to be there before y'all get there so we can tell y'all how to get there. So more black cowboys, more black cowgirls. I will be changing that soon. And then number 3, the historically black college university, the one you went to, your cousin, your auntie, your uncle, the person you used to laugh, kiki, and sit in the back of church with. Send some money over there. We see what's going on. We've been compromised. Immunocompromised. We got to take care of ourselves. Send some money on over there. Historically black college university in your neighborhood, the one you go for homecoming, step shows, to be around your people, etc. Send some money over there. And then finally, the greatest learning institution in all the world. Shout out to the graduates that graduated on Mother's Day again. Life just started for you guys. Send some money over there to Hampton University, please. I got plenty of friends trying to send their kids to school. Let's help them. Let's help them. Let's help them. Because we're going to need all of them people. Doctors, lawyers, nurses, bankers, engineers, insurance people, marketers, all of that. Teachers. Support HBCUs. Outside of that, adios, mi amigos. God is love. Until we meet again. Adios, arrivederci. We out this thing.
Peace. We out here. Love y'all.
In the stream, baby.